Here's how we use the 6-nail challenge. Sometimes we consider ideas to reach our children, and they seem almost impossible. Too difficult or not likely to work. But when we listen to God and we follow His plan, we discover that it really is possible. So we use a small block of wood like this that has a hole in the center that we've made by hammering in a nail into the wood and then pulling it out again. We want it to be as nice and sturdy as possible when we put that first nail in. So in your other hand, keep 6 nails, all the same. And they need to be big enough to see well, about 3 inches long, and they need to have a good wide head on it, since that's where the physics comes in. We'll see that in just a minute. And then you want to ask one of the participants to come up and help you. Hopefully someone good at figuring out solutions to problems or good with puzzles. And then you give them an identical nail and you ask them to balance one nail on top of the one that's already standing in the block of wood. They can't pick up the block or move it in any way or touch the other nail that's already there. Fairly quickly, the participant will figure out a way to place that one nail on top of the one in the block, and the task is finished, and we'll all clap together, and that seems like we're done. Here's where I might say to everyone, you know, sometimes God asks us to do something that seems pretty easy. Maybe we've done it before, and we just go right to work without even thinking much about it. But there are other times when God may ask you to do something a little different, a little more challenging. Then pick up that first nail and that's been balanced, and then ask the participant now to balance 2 nails on top of the one standing there. Allow them some time to try a couple of different ways. Other participants might offer some suggestions, but don't rush them. Let them work on it. During the time they're working on it, we start to talk with all the participants about how God will ask us to do something. Maybe even something a little more challenging, and we're not sure how to do it. So usually we just jump right in and we try to be obedient by doing what we've done before. We try everything because we feel like it's my responsibility to get this done. Have you ever felt that way? Yeah. By now, some participants will have figured out a way to get 2 nails to balance on top of the one, and others will be a bit frustrated. So stop everything and then say to everyone, but there are gonna be times when God asks us to do something that seems way too big for us. Now, I'm gonna ask you to balance 6 nails on top of that one. Go ahead, try it. This is absolutely possible because God will never ask us to do something that's impossible. It might seem impossible for us, but He knows the way. It's absolutely possible for Him. As the participant is struggling, you can encourage them. Keep trying. Don't give up. You can do it. Until finally, they do give up. It's impossible. I can't do it. You see, we don't have all the answers, but God does. He knows the way. And Isaiah 55, verses 8 and 9 says, my thoughts are not your thoughts. Neither are your ways my ways, says the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Then you want to teach the same participant how to do the challenge. Put 1 nail down and then place 2 nails on each side like this, with the heads over the first one. Then you're going to place the final nail over the original nail, but going in the opposite direction. And the 4 nail heads are cradling the last nail in place. Then carefully pick up the nails by focusing on that very first nail that you put on the table. Put some pressure on the two ends of that nail and then begin to lift it off the table. Gravity will use that top nail to be the weight on the four other nails, and their heads will prevent them from sliding out. Then you transfer the structure to the top of the one nail that's already standing there. Let it go and let it stand freely. There will be lots of applause. And as with anything that we teach, the participant hasn't learned it until they apply it. So let her try it right there in front of everyone. See, God has given us a plan to help us reach our children. His plans will succeed. We must go to Him in prayer and ask for His wisdom and His instruction, believing that He will lead us.